Headers crisis. 6 states reject federal government grazing reserve scheme. Hello, my wonderful people. So, the federal government of Nigeria, courtesy Muhammadu Buhari, is, when he came into administration, the first on Buhari's agenda was Ruga. Ruga was given Fulani herdsmen settlement in all the 36 states of the Federation. Immediately, Nigerians kicked against it and said, no way. Does that mean that the Iwo man will have a portion of land in the 36 states of the Federation to do his poultry? Does that mean that the Gara man will have a portion of land from the 36 states of the Federation to carry out his piggery activities? Does that mean, so Nigerians told the federal government, my dear, you are a dreamer. Guess what? They went back on the table and they said killing Nigerians would be the way forward. By the time they cause crisis so huge, Nigerians will be the one to say, give them land so that we can have peace and there'll be no clash between farmers and herders. My dear, even that they have mistaken, because right now there is no greater time for the agitation of the Oduduwa or Biafra Republic than now. So right now what's happening is Nigerians are wiser, better, stronger. Federal government again has reintroduced Ruga in another fashion, saying Nigerians should give them land, and they have now called it a beautiful name. They call it the Federal Government Grazing Reserve Scheme instead of Ruga. Let's get all the details. Some states have rejected, some states have agreed. That's the irony of everything. Herdsmen crisis. 6 states reject federal government grazing reserve scheme. 17 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, as well as 3 southern states, namely Ekiti, Ondo, and Ebonyi, have signed up for the National Livestock Transformation Program. However, 6 state governors, namely Delta, Cross River, Anambra, Akwa Ibom, Oyo, Edo, has said they do not have land to donate to be used as grazing reserve for herdsmen. The federal government had in February said it has mapped out 30 grazing reserves across the country for the planned implementation of the NLTP. The senior special advisor, assistant to the president on agriculture, Dr. Andrew Kwasio, said in a statement, and every state that adopts the NLTP, it is to its own reality. It is now conspicuous, but we are working on it. The modalities, livestock and crop production, remove conflicts, create dialogue, create coexistence in community. In 2018, the Vice President of the Federation, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, has inaugurated the NLTP at the Goshen Grazing Reserve in the Mayo Bawa local government area of Adamawa. He said the plan was designed to run from 2019 to 2028 as a collaborative project among the federal and state government, farmers, pastorists, and private investors. However, some southern state governments on Saturday rejected the idea of creating a grazing reserve for herders. They said they did not have any land to donate for the initiative. They stressed that any individual who wants to go about ranching should rather look for land and buy, go on and have their business. Delta state government said that the state has moved past talk on grazing reserve for herdsmen, saying it would never be part of such a plan. The state commissioner for information, Mr. Charles Anowo, said on Sunday, I don't know the one they are talking about. We have passed the issue of debate on grazing reserve. Anybody talking about grazing reserve now does not wish this country well. Is the federal government rearing cattle? Rearing cattle is a private business. If anybody needs to rear a cattle, look for a land and commence your ranching. It's as simple as that. They should buy land. Ours is for our indigenes and belongs to different community. I can't go there and take their lands from them. That would be unfair. The State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Dan Anabi, said the state had the smallest landscape in the country, bed mass, and now to be given the very small portion of our land for grazing. Think about it. Anabi said grazing is big business. If herders apply for land to use for their business, we will consider giving them a land for lease for a period of time, but not dashing land out for reserve. But government cannot on their own start establishing grazing reserve because an era of government going on full-scale business has said so. Private sector drive the economy all over the world. How has this become a national issue? Besides, we don't have the land. Anambra also said our landscape is one of the smallest in the country after Lagos, so we don't have any luxury for land to be used for grazing reserve. Also, Akwa Ibom state government said it has not created grazing reserve for herders in the state before and will not start now. The State Commissioner for Information Strategy, Eni Eboma, said we are not creating grazing reserve, but if the people wants to do ranching as a private business, all well and good, very welcome to do so. It is their own prerogative, it is their own business. Why not buy a plot of land, go ahead, have your reserve, have your ranch. The Rivers State government also said it did not have any immediate plans to create grazing reserve for herders in the state and does not understand why he's being asked. Meanwhile, Enugu, Imo state government said they have just had to decide whether to key into the NLTP program or not. Enugu Commissioner for Agriculture, Mr. Matthew Ibo, said he was not aware of the program and had no idea about the critical use of the federal government to map out people's land for grazing for herdsmen who are carrying out their own business. Also, the Imo State Commissioner for Information and Strategy also said the program is yet to be decided upon in Imo State. Nigerians, what do you think? Leave us a comment. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get our latest news. God bless. Bye for now.